this is for entertainment purposes only. So family, I want you to watch the video I'm going to add at the end of this clip at Raila Odinga's funeral. And Uhuru, actually, when it was his turn to put the soil into the grave, he dropped a big ring, like he was wearing a particular ring. And then when he put the soil into the grave, he actually put the ring, he dropped the ring on purpose into Baba's grave. Now, either that ring was given to him by Baba in their political alliance, or that ring belongs to his family, and he was also burying the altar of his family with Baba. You let me know what you think in the comments. Either way, the political empire with all its players is dead and gone. And ironically, a few weeks after that, he said that he'd been battling cancer. And then yesterday, there was some pictures floating around of him in some European hospital, I think, allegedly, where he's gone for his treatment. And the only reason he has to be there is because his family stole too much, instead of even building up the hospital that's named after his father, so that he could be here to receive his cancer treatment and help millions of Kenyans who are suffering the same. And the irony of the whole thing is the treatment for cancer is very simple. But some of these things are karma, and even your money cannot give you access to some of the knowledge we have. But those are stories for other days. And we'll check out this video. What was that ring? Let me know what you think in the comments.
Kitaki. Shada. Tadali.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, listening to this clip by Dr. Mumbi Seraki, I have never been a fan of, let's say, conspiracy theories. I've never been a fan. But this one caught my eye. And the reason it caught my eye is because I would love to know why President Uhuru Kenyatta was hit so much by the death of Raila Odinga. Uhuru was so shaken by the death of Raila Odinga that even William Ruto, who is his lifeline of politics dependent on the life of Raila Odinga, was not as much hit as Uhuru Kenyatta was. Because Uhuru shed tears for the first time in public when mourning the death and the passing of Raila Odinga. And the dropping of Uhuru Kenyatta's ring in Raila's grave brings up certain conspiracies. And the reason I have taken this into consideration and viewed it as something that we should speak about is because when Mwai Kibaki died and he was buried, during his burial, his grandson, Sean Andrew, also threw his ring into the grave of Mwai Kibaki. A question that has actually come into my mind. What does it symbolize? What does it symbolize? throwing a ring into the grave of your deceased loved one. Because it is not the first. It is not the first. I saw it happen during Mwai Kibaki's burial. And it became a topic of discussion then. Now, come to think of it, Raila is dead. Few days later, Uhuru confesses that he is suffering from cancer, that he has been battling cancer for so long. Why now? Why now that Uhuru comes to the public to confess that he is battling cancer? Remember, last year or the beginning of this year, a story went viral of Uhuru being hospitalized in London. Aoko told us that Uhuru Kenyatta was battling cancer. The bloggers that were affiliated with the Jubilee Party and the defenders of the Mulima Kingpin came guns blazing at Maverick Aoko. They said Aoko, everybody's wishing Uhuru Kenyatta the bad things, whatever. They alleged a lot of things. But he himself has come out right now, few days after the death of Right Honorable Raila Odinga, to confess that he himself, as Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, is battling the monstrous disease cancer. And this is moment after he buried the ring on his finger with Raila Odinga. What does it symbolize? I try to ask, what altars did they share together? You know, I'm not a fan of conspiracy theories. I'm not a fan of conspiracies. But this one by Dr. Mumbi Seraki has caught me. And the reason it has caught my attention, I tried to replay back the same scenario when Mwai Kibaki died. When Mwai Kibaki died, his grandson, the celebrity grandson, Sean Andrew, instead of burying his grandfather the way the rest were burying him, he took out his index finger ring and dropped it on the grave of his grandfather. And we asked ourselves this question: what does this symbolize? So come to Uhuru Kenyatta. What altar did Uhuru and Raila share together? They weren't family, or in a way for them they were family, in a way we didn't know. Because Uhuru was so shaken. What is Uhuru fearing? Or what awaits Uhuru in the near future? What awaits Uhuru in the near future? That is what Dr. Mumbi Seraki, that's a message actually she's trying to tell us. That there is actually something that is coming up for Uhuru Kenyatta. That there is something that is coming to happen. And that is why Uhuru dropped his ring in the said grave of Right Honorable Raila Odinga. Ladies and gentlemen, I would love to know your take. Abu achia maoni kwenye comment section. Tuungane kwenye video zetu zijazo. Alafu nataka uniambie, je, unadhani kudodosha pete yake Uhuru Kenyatta, kuindodosha pete yake kwa kaburi lake Raila Odinga inaashiria nini? Na so ikumbukwe, hii sio instance ya kwanza ya kitu kama hiki kufanyika. Kwa mazishi ya mwenda zake rais wa 3 wa Jamhuri ya Kenya Mwai Kibaki, ambaye ni mjukuu wake Sean Andrew, alitoa pete aliyokuwa nayo akaidondosha pale katika kaburi la babu yake mzee Mwai Kibaki. So for Sean Andrew tunaweza sema hii pete alikuwa amepewa na babu yake, ama ni kwa sababu ya familia. Je, Uhuru na Raila Odinga, hii pete Raila alikuwa amempa Uhuru, ama inaashiria nini mtazamaji? Maana kuna altars ambazo they are built by these politicians which we don't understand. I would love to know. Achia maoni kwenye comment section.